Good morning, everyone. Welcome to AM Sports here with me, Muftau Nabila Abdullah. Otto Addo has announced a 22-man squad for this week's international friendly matches against South Korea and Japan. Joran Ayew, who is the skipper of the senior national team, Mohamed Kudus, and many other players who ensured Ghana qualified to the competition. The FIFA World Cup that will be happening in Mexico, USA, and Canada next year have all been left out of the squad for these two friendly matches. Let's take a look at the squad as put out by the technical team of the Black Stars. We have defenders Derek Kohn of Union Berlin. In fact, he just recently completed a nationality switch from Germany to Ghana. Jerome Opoko, Jonas Ajete, Caleb Urenchi, Gideon Mensah, Mohamed Salisu, Kojo Pompepra, Alidu Seidu, and Ebenezer Annan. For the goalkeepers, the usual suspects, Benjamin Asari, Joseph Anand, and Joseph Atizigi. They are the players who have been called up to occupy the goalkeeping position, and these are the defenders. Now let's go to the midfielders that have been called up. These are the forwards, rather. We have Kelvin Nkrumah. He's making his debut, and he plays for Midiama SC. Braden Thomas Asante, he's with Coventry City. Prince Osei Owusu is also making his debut. In fact, he also just completed a nationality switch to Ghana. And there's Antoine Semenyo, Prince Edu Kwabena. These are the forwards who will be leading Ghana's attacking line for those two friendly matches. The midfielders, Abutran Francis of Toulouse, Prince Owusu of Midiama SC. He got a call-up to the Black Stars during the final round of the World Cup qualifying matches. Kwesi Sibo, Real Oviedo, and Kamaldeen Sulemana of Atalanta, Christopher Babonsu of Al-Qaeda. These are the players who have been called up by the head coach of the Black Stars. For the goalkeepers, as I mentioned, Joseph Annan is there, Lawrence Atizigi, I said Joseph Atizigi, Lawrence Atizigi, and Benjamin Asari. These are the players who are going to be in goal post for the Black Stars in these two friendly matches as the team gets ready for the FIFA World Cup in Mexico, USA, and Canada. It's the first of many more matches to be played ahead of the tournament. Now we move on and hear from Kumasi Asante Kotoko head coach, Adri Karim Zito. He's been speaking ahead of the Porcupines' outstanding Ghana Premier League match against Vision FC.
Well, we are approaching with the same attitude. I think beating HSF will give you 3 points. Just like beating everybody will give you 3 points. In order to chase your objectives, I think we don't have to take any match better than the other. We all go to chase for the 3 points. So the attitude is come here and then come for our 3 points.
Coach, you've had a lot of injury situations this season. Are we likely to see new faces coming in, or are we having issues of new injury issues?
Yes, for the injury issues, I came to meet it, and it's still existing. So I think the medical team is working. As some are coming out of injury, some too are going in. But at the end of the day, we'll use what we have, as I always say, to get what we wanted. Because you can't force. I don't like injury players playing. Seriously, they can't give you the best. And at the end of the day, they will tell you because of this, because of that. So I think this is the situation of the team now. And we have to bear and then make sure we use what you have to chase for what you wanted.
Now we hear from the head coach of Vision FC, Nana Kweku Ajiman. He says his boys are ready to cause an upset in this contest.
I think that we should expect fireworks. Kotoko is a very big team with big players. They've got a huge ego going into any game. So I know that coming off a win against Hearts of Oak, they are very well motivated, and coming to play minnows like us, we know that they're going to be a bit more complacent. But if you're complacent against Vision, it means that you're complacent against your own result. I think that is going to be a wonderful, wonderful game for our fans. We're going to give everything. It's going to be tough. Kotoko is very physical. But of course, we are not as physical as them. So what we can do is actually play the game out of our heads and be able to be tactically disciplined in all the phases. When we are attacking, when we're defending in both transitions, we need to be a bit more organized and we need to be a bit more focused playing against Kumasi Asante Kotoko. We've got a few players like George and Labran and all that. These players are out. Even Joe, attacking midfielder who also played against 11 Wonders and had an injury, couldn't recover in time to come to training and get ready for the Kotoko game. So we have a few injury concerns, but we also have very, very good replacements. We know that the replacements are going to do a good job. They are very poised. If you look at today's training, playing against Kotoko is it's an exciting time for each of our players. So irrespective of who is playing, we know that they're going to come up and they're going to do a job. The team is ready. I mean, we played a game on Saturday, so they had Sunday off. Today they did a bit of recovery and then they also did a bit of tactical work. Tomorrow will be our match prep going into Kotoko. I think that it's going to be an exciting time for Vision.
That is Vision FC head coach speaking there ahead of their outstanding Ghana Premier League match against Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Now let's cross over to Nigeria, where some issues are brewing in the camp of the Super Eagles. They have boycotted training sessions ahead of their World Cup playoffs that will be happening in Morocco. They are coming up against Gabon on Thursday. The players boycotted training on Tuesday, and they expect that to continue until all outstanding bonuses are fully settled. We hear from Deji, who is a Nigerian sports journalist, speak to us about the issues of the Super Eagles.
Qualifiers are pretty much crucial to Nigerians' hope of potentially not missing 2 World Cups in a row. The issue of bonuses, unpaid bonuses, has been a long-standing issue with the Super Eagles, dating back to years. I can't remember being a time where there's never been backlog of bonuses and allowances owed to the Super Eagles. But I'll keep it to the time frame of this year. During the start of the year, after the AFCON, during the qualifiers, I think after the game against Benin in Abidjan, the president, that's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, released about 17 billion naira to offset some of these bonuses dating back to about 13 months. The president of the NFF, that's Ibrahim Gusso, had reached a negotiation with the captain, William Troost-Ekong, that they're going to pay them 10% of these bonuses. Right, that was owed to them. Obviously, it was paid to them. I guess that was your agreement. But it's where it's uglier now, less than about 48 hours to the game against Gabon. We are hearing reports that it doesn't have to do with the remaining of that money, but they want to be paid their special bonuses ahead of these qualifiers, which typically happens towards a major tournament, not such qualifiers like this. This is a first of its kind, right? So if Nigeria has qualified for the World Cup, they will pay them their bonuses. If Nigeria has qualified for the Nations Cup, they typically will pay them bonuses, right? And that's primarily because it's a huge event. The federal government are invested in it. They release funds for it. Money also coming from FIFA too. But I reckon alongside the Super Eagles, the other teams are also receiving special bonuses, and I reckon that's what they are requesting from the NFF. So the report is that they want $30,000 per player for match bonuses. The NFF are saying that they want to pay $10,000, right, and also give them a $30,000 per goal bonus. And if they make it to the final of this playoffs, they'll make $50,000 per goal bonus. That's excluding the $10,000. But it's reached a standoff. Of course, I saw a report from some of my colleagues in Morocco that the boss never left the motel, and it's really sad considering the fact that these guys will have at least just 1 or 2 training sessions minimum before the game against Gabon.
Meanwhile, the captain of Nigeria, William Troost-Ekong, he has released a statement on his X account saying that the players are only demanding bonuses due them since 2019. What this actually means is that since 2019, about 6 years now, the Nigeria Super Eagles have been owed bonuses. And the statement says that once a resolution is found, we will be the first to confirm it. He goes on to say that any other statement, claim, or especially demands other than the rightful request is false. That's what the Nigeria Super Eagles captain is saying. Say all we want and continue to do is to focus on big games ahead. That is a statement. And there's something interesting emerged yesterday when these issues of Nigeria came up. Apparently in Egypt, players are not paid bonuses. In Tunisia, players are not paid bonuses. In Algeria, players are not paid bonuses. It was quite interesting when this revelation came from an executive committee member of the Egypt Football Federation on one African sports journalist WhatsApp group where he is a part of. And a journalist from Algeria also came to confirm that in their country, they don't give them bonuses. They only give them special packages when they win the tournament, or maybe when they qualify for the tournament. But it is not mandatory. But in sub-Saharan Africa, it appears almost every country pays huge bonuses to each player. And sometimes they can hold a country to ransom, just as the Super Eagles are currently doing to Nigeria. In fact, just a few days ago, it happened in Ghana, where the Black Queens held a country to ransom, sat out of training for 2 days until the president of the Ghana Football Association met them, and they rescinded that decision and went and played that WAFCON qualifier against Egypt. So what is happening in North Africa, that in sub-Saharan Africa, players always hold a country to ransom. Let's move on and read your other stories. And just by way of information, the Black Princesses lost the WAFUB Under-20 Championship to Nigeria yesterday. They lost by 3-0. We wrap up with Cristiano Ronaldo, who says that the 2026 World Cup is the last tournament he will be playing for Portugal before he retires.
You have recently said that you will retire soon. How soon is soon?
Well, the soon for me, I mean, in 10 years. In 10 years. So did people realize that when I say soon, it's in 6 months, 1 year? No, I'm joking. When I mean soon, it's I'm gonna back in the days and tell you, I'm really enjoying the moment right now. As you know, in the football, when you reach some age, you count the months very quick. So the moment is good. As I tell you before, I feel very good in this moment. I score goals. I still feel quick and sharp. I'm enjoying my game in the national team and Al Nassr. But of course, let's be honest. When I mean soon, it's probably 1-2 years. I'll still be at the game.
So you expect this World Cup to be your last, do you?
Definitely yes, because I will be 41 years old, and I think will be the moment, and in a big competition, that's I don't know yet, as I told you before, I'm enjoying the moment. But when I mean soon, it's really soon, because I give everything for football. I'm in the game for the last 25 years. I did everything. I have many records in the different scenarios in the clubs and also in the national teams. I'm really proud. So let's enjoy the moment, live the moment.
And this is our wrap of AM Sports here. Head on to myjoyonline.com and read some more sports stories. The newspaper review comes your way up next.